What's good, people? It's RFG here today, and we're gonna go ahead and go over why this landmass that we live on, known as Turtle Island, is so significant. Okay, so like I've been saying in earlier lectures, as far as my research for the past 3 to 5 years, I'm basically coming into the understanding that this country we live in, that this North American continent we live on, has to be one of the oldest pieces of land on the planet. I'm a firm believer that Smithsonian, National Geographic, and most of the mainstream archaeologists are lying when they're saying, all life on the planet started in one location. I do not believe that whatsoever. They have an ulterior motive and a very twisted agenda behind that notion. Okay, and I'm about to touch on that when you listen to what I have to say in this lecture. Okay, so this first video that I show you guys is going to be something that the government found underneath the surface of Mexico, and I cannot recall, any person or any other group finding this same thing in another continent. I can't recall it. Okay, this is the biggest crystal bed, the biggest crystal cave on the planet ever found in history, and it was found, I believe, in the year 2000, under the surface of Mexico, a little bit over 1,200 feet underground. Okay, so I'm about to play this video. Just listen very carefully.
In the year 2000, the cave of crystals was discovered by miners excavating a tunnel for a mine in Mexico. The main chamber contains some of the largest natural crystals ever found in any underground cave. The largest one so far measuring, I think, 36 feet in length, 13 feet in diameter, and over 55 tons. So it's spectacular. These amazingly huge crystals became so large because of the extremely hot temperatures inside of the subterranean cave. It reaches a steamy 136 degrees Fahrenheit.
Wait a second. He just said that down at that depth, okay, it gets anywhere from 120 to 136 degrees Fahrenheit. Wait a second. Okay, that means that these crystals are being formed by the Earth's inner sun. When carbon is heated, okay, it forms into crystal. It becomes crystallized under pressure and under heat. That is how diamonds are created inside of volcanoes, and then they erupt outside of the volcano. You see what I'm saying? And then you see the diamond crystal. Okay, so that there has to be a form of gas carbon and liquid carbon down in these caves for them to be crystallized under this extreme heat going towards inner Earth. And this just proves my earlier notions, my earlier beliefs that the inner sun is real. And this video is just further proof to back that up.
And this encourages microscopic crystals to form and rapidly grow, much faster than we're used to seeing. Just gazing at these gigantic, beautiful crystals, one can't help but get carried away, imagining what else awaits further exploration deeper inside these caves.
Wow.
My name is Robert Sepper. I'm an author and anthropologist. I hope you'll join me in exploring the mysteries of the inner Earth.
And he just said it right there, ladies and gentlemen. He said, help them explore the mysteries of Inner Earth. And I believe this is one of the books that he wrote. It's either a book or a DVD here. Yeah. Okay. So once again, okay, the government knows what's going on. The government knows the real history of the planet. They know the real history, okay, of this continent that we live on called North America. They know exactly why it's called Turtle Island, because like I explained, the sea turtle, is responsible for creating all 2- and 4-legged life on the planet. Okay, all 2- and 4-legged animals, all of their DNA goes back to the sea turtle through genetic splicing. Okay, so when we put that into perspective, they call America Turtle Island because all other continents got their civilization from North America and from what we know as Atlantis. Atlantis is now Antarctica. Okay, so we're about to touch on the significance of these crystal beds under Mexico's surface, under North America. North and South America have the largest crystal beds, okay, under their surface out of any other land masses on the planet. Um, the same scenery you were shown in the last video is exactly what was shown in the Superman movie series that came out back in the 70s, 60s, and the 70s. Okay, the comic book hero Superman, the movie series Superman, was very deep, people. It basically explained the true power of the crystals. Okay, the true power of certain stones and crystals. Every stone and crystal carries a certain vibration with it. Okay, however the crystal was formed, however the crystal was created, the crystal is going to embody that energy. Okay, so it's either going to help the carrier or it's going to harm the carrier, depending on what energy the crystal holds. And this Superman movie character, this Superman, it personified that. Okay, because what was his what was his weakness? His weakness was a stone known as kryptonite. Okay, it basically showed the truth of the crystal beds being held, okay, going towards inner Earth, under the Earth's surface, and it basically showed the real power of these crystals. Okay, and what was Superman's real name? His real name was Kal-El. Kal-El. Okay, I explained that in an earlier lecture. Ka, the 2 first letters of this Kal is Ka. Ka is the embodiment of the spirit. Okay, Ka is the spirit. El, okay, representing the El gods. Okay, that were responsible for genetic splicing on this whole planet that we live on. Okay, Kal-El is an El god that originated from the planet Saturn. Okay, El represents Saturn, and this deity right here, Superman, represents those gods that were responsible for genetic splicing on the Earth. Okay, so I'm about to touch on how deep this Superman character really goes when I go ahead and go towards ending this lecture. But I'm going to touch on the significance of these crystals real quick. These crystals, okay, this is selenite right here. This is what you saw in the first video I showed. This is selenite crystals. And these selenite crystals are being found under pyramid structures. Okay, this is what your government is not telling you. Many forms of crystals, including these selenite beds under the surface of Earth, they're being found under, okay, these pyramid structures. Okay, and if you do your research, every time our government goes to war with a certain country, I can guarantee you that that country had pyramid structures, okay, that had crystal beds under those pyramids. So I have people asking, why do they need so much bloodshed? Why every year the government basically finds another country to label the boogeyman so we can go in and invade and take their resources? Why? Because it all ties back to the pyramid structures, okay, that are basically on top of these crystal beds. This is why the pyramids emit their electromagnetic energy. It's all stemming from the crystal beds, people. Okay, this is why the warlocks that control the government around the earth, that control all of the country's armies and militaries, this is why they need bloodshed. This is why they need war. This is why war is such big business. I don't give a fuck who they say the bad guy is. I don't give a fuck what kind of false flag, what kind of inside job they say happened. It all ties back to these crystal beds being found under these pyramid structures. Okay? So these pyramids were built by our ancestors to store these crystals, okay, that were very powerful. Okay? And it started in North America. This right here is a pyramid in Arizona in the Grand Canyon. Okay, over 200,000 years old. And this is another pyramid structure found in Pyramid Lake, Nevada. Pyramid Lake, Nevada, over 250,000 years old. Okay, both of these pyramids that you see that are in North America, they survived the pole shift. That's why there's so much water erosion around them, because they survived a pole shift. Okay? So when we really look at what the pyramids really symbolize, why our ancestors really built these pyramids all across the earth, the pyramids are built to harness electromagnetic energy from inner earth and to shoot that electromagnetic energy, okay, back out into stargates in the atmosphere of the earth. Okay, the pyramids are somewhat cosmic penises. Okay, that's what the pyramids are. The Greeks didn't understand electromagnetic energy, so the Greeks named the pyramids mountains of fire. Mountains of fire. That's why you say pyramid, fire in the middle. Okay, that's what the pyramid means, fire in the middle. The Greeks didn't understand electromagnetic energy. Okay, so that's where you get the word pyramid. But these pyramids were built to harness the electromagnetic energy from inner earth and to shoot that energy back out into stargates in the earth's atmosphere. Okay, that's what they were built for. And that's why you find crystal beds under these pyramids. That's why our government goes to war every other goddamn year and kills innocent people, because it's all a goddamn distraction. You see, it's all a distraction from, it's basically used to disguise the warlocks. Okay? These are warlocks that murder people on a scale of hundreds of thousands to millions, all to harvest crystals. These are evil warlocks. Okay, the Zionist Jews are evil warlocks. And it's all about the crystals under these pyramid structures. And the pyramid structures were built the same reason that ants build ant mounds, okay? The same reason why ants build ant hills. Okay, the same reason. The ant and the bee are very, very, very significant animals on the planet. The ants were held in high regards, okay, to our ancestors as well. They were basically personified as the perfect creature on earth. The ant was basically personified as the perfect creature on earth. And I wonder why. Because they all worked as a unit. They all worked in unison. if you attack any other of their relatives or anything that is tied to their mound, okay, you would be taken out immediately. And they all work in unison, no matter what. And they're builders, and they're master builders. Look at these anthills. Okay? Look at these anthills. Unbelievable. Some of these, look, this anthill right here is three times the size of this lady. Okay? So the ants were basically the first builders on this planet. The ants and our ancestors, the El gods. That's why the ants were paid so much homage to by our ancestors. And the ant hill represents the same thing, the same structure as the pyramids that our ancestors built. Okay? So when we look at how the ants dwelled and how they thrive, they build these mounds, and then they live inside of these mounds, and then they live under the surface of the earth. Well, when you look at what our ancestors did, our ancestors built the pyramid structures, built mound-like structures, and guess what? They lived inside of the pyramid structures, and they lived inside of inner earth, ladies and gentlemen. Okay? This is why the pyramids were built, to harvest the energy from inner earth, to harvest the crystal structures that were dwelling in inner earth, okay, to harvest that energy, and to for the pyramids to be used as a form of shelter, okay, for our ancestors. And this is another secret: the pyramids all across the earth are gateways to inner earth. Okay, this is why the pyramids, most of them, are blocked off with armed guards with AR-15s and M16s, people. Just do your research, okay? The ones at Giza, the ones in Egypt, okay, they are they are being blocked off by military forces. And this is why. Because the damn pyramids are the same structures as these anthills in comparison. They were used by our ancestors as a form of harvesting electromagnetic energy, gateways to inner earth. Okay? They were also gateways to inner earth. Just like the anthill. The anthill causes the ants to dwell, to make their own structures and their own society in inner earth, under the earth's surface. Okay? So the anthill is just a microcosm of the pyramid structures. This theology was also shown in the cartoon known as Voltron. Okay? If you study the cartoon Voltron, this whole cartoon series, this whole movie series Voltron, it was about these galactic beings, these galactic celestial beings, going from planet to planet to go inside of the planet, and to harvest the crystal structures inside of each planet that they went to. Okay? It's not a game, people. That's what our ancestors did. That's what our ancestors are still doing. That's what this government is still doing as we speak. When you really look at this symbology in Voltron, and you look at the information I just showed you, and you look at the information that's tied to Superman, you will know that humans are not supposed to be dwelling on the surface of the earth. Okay? I will say it again. Humans are not supposed to be living on the surface of the earth. We're actually supposed to be living in inner earth, ladies and gentlemen. If you do your research, humans live anywhere from 100 to 300 years living in inner earth, just like the goddamn sea turtle. Just like the damn sea turtle. The sea turtle lives anywhere from 100 to 300 years old. Okay? So humans, if we were to live and dwell in inner earth, we would be subject to no pollution, no kind of environmental pollution, no kind of poisoning. And the level of purity in the oxygen, the carbon and the oxygen and the nitrogen levels in inner Earth would cause us to live anywhere between 100 and 300 years, people. This is all real. This is all real factual information that you can look up and verify for yourselves, okay? We are supposed to be living in inner Earth, not on the outside. Okay, we have been lied to. This is why the pyramids were built, and this is why ants, okay, basically conduct their civilization in the manner that they do. Okay, so touching on this Superman character, just to go ahead and prove what I had to say about Mr. Superman. Who was Superman? Superman was Kal-El, symbolizing the spirit coming from the El gods, Kal-El. Okay, Superman derives his power from the yellow sun of Earth. From the yellow sun of Earth. Okay, the yellow sun of Earth is Horus, basically the star that Earth is orbiting around. That is the yellow sun of Earth. Okay, Superman derives his power from the yellow sun of Earth, and he's forced under a red sun Aiken to that of his home world. So the red sun Aiken is that of his home world, or exposed to red sun radiation. Okay, Superman rapidly loses his powers. Okay, this is a half truth, ladies and gentlemen, because right here this is showing that Superman had origins to this red sun. Okay, and it just told you in this article that the yellow sun was the sun that was tied to the Earth. Okay, so right here we have dual sun symbolism. Two sun, dual sun symbolism. Okay, Kal-El gets his energy from the yellow sun. Okay, and his origins originate from the red sun. Okay, so I can show you exactly what they're talking about. Horus, the sun we see at the horizon every day, is Horus. That is the star that the planet is orbiting around. Horus, the sun that we see every day. Then the darker sun, the red sun, the older sun, Ra, is known as Nibiru, is known as the second sun, Nibiru, and that is the origin, okay, of our ancestors. That is basically the star that is being used as a light ship from Earth to Nyan Tolo. Nyan Tolo is the planet orbiting around Sirius C. So the bridge point between Nyan Tolo and Sirius and Earth, okay, is Ra. It is Ra. It is Nibiru. Okay? So this is the yellow sun, Horus, that was giving Superman his powers. Then he originated from Nibiru, from Ra, from Nibiru, which was a light ship from the goddamn Sirius star system, people. Okay? Right here. This was posted from a 1983 article that came out in the newspapers all across the country in 1983. Okay? This right here in the center you see is the quote-unquote yellow sun. Okay? That was the quote-unquote yellow. Yeah, that's the quote-unquote yellow sun. And then right here to the left, you see the red sun. You see the red sun where Kal-El Superman originated from. Okay? Kal-El is an El god that gets his powers from starlight and basically can encapsulate his power in crystals. Okay? Remember, the crystals are carbon. They're carbon. So what they are is they're heated forms of melanin that basically gain crystal form. Okay? That's what the crystals are. Okay, dual sun symbolism and the Superman cartoon, the Superman movies as well. There you see, okay, somebody took this image. This is an amateur. This is an amateur camera right here. Right here we see the quote-unquote yellow sun, which is the sun that the planet is orbiting around. And right here we see the quote-unquote red sun, quote-unquote orangish, reddish sun, which is Nibiru, okay? Which comes into the sun and the Earth's orbit every 10 to 13,000 years, okay? And this astrological object right here will cause a pole shift on Earth in the very near future, okay? And when you look at a lot of these superheroes, especially Superman, this deity right here, Superman, very, very deep, very, very deep symbolism, people. Because he's called Kal-El because he represents the original El gods that come from Nyan Tolo, the planet orbiting around Sirius C, okay? And then their ancestors dwell on Nibiru, a planet orbiting around the Nibiru star, okay, which is making its way towards Earth. So Nibiru and the sun are basically Ra and Horus, okay? Nibiru and the sun are basically Ra and Horus, okay? Horus is the sun we're supposed to see every day, that the image goes across our horizon, and Ra is responsible for rapture-like events on the earth, okay? And Superman is technically the embodiment of all melanated people on earth. We are all people of the sun. We are all children of the sun and Nibiru. We are all children of the El gods, okay? Our melanin is supposed to be activated, okay? When the time is right, our melanin is supposed to be activated. And when it gets activated, when you heat up carbon, what happens? It becomes crystallized. It becomes crystallized, ladies and gentlemen. That is none other than Merkaba activation, okay? Plain and simple. So that's really all I had to say on this topic. My next video is going to be breaking down the significance and the symbology behind the Hulk, behind the comic book character, the Hulk, okay? So once again, I appreciate everyone who supports RFG and Atlantean movement. Like, subscribe, please share this video. It's the chosen one, man. I'm out.